Hi everyone, welcome to DIY with Nancy. Hope you're all doing well. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Today I'm going to make cinnamon buns. Very soft and fluffy, and of course, this is a simple recipe and I'm going to show you how to make it step by step. Stay with me. To start, I'm going to use the blender with the kneading hook attachment, and I'm placing 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. And next, I'm adding 1/2 cup of sugar. And next, I'm just going to blend the sugar and the flour just for about 15 seconds. Now we're going to put this aside while we prepare the wet ingredients. First, we're going to start off with 1.5 cups of warm milk. I'm adding 1 egg. And to that, I'm adding 1/3 cup of melted butter. Next, add a pinch of salt and 1 tablespoon of active dry yeast. And you want to give that a quick mix. Next, I'll be adding the wet ingredients to my dry ingredients using my kneading attachment. I'm going to let that mix for approximately a minute or so, and then I will stop the mixer, use my spatula just to make sure that the dry ingredients are all incorporated, and then let it go for another 2 minutes until my dough forms. I have a perfect dough, sticky and stretchy, just as it should be. I've set aside 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour to flour my surface and my dough. After shaping my dough, I'll be placing it in a medium-sized greased bowl. Next, I'm covering my bowl with plastic wrap. I'm going to tightly seal it. I'm going to set it aside until my dough rises to the top of the bowl. An hour and a half later, here is the dough. Before working with your dough, always ensure you place some flour on your working surface to avoid the dough from sticking. Once I have my dough on my surface, I press onto the dough to release any air bubbles. Now that my dough's rolled out, I'll be placing 2 tablespoons of butter at room temperature, and it's super soft, and I'll be brushing it onto my dough. Next, I'm going to combine the filling ingredients. I'm going to start off with 3/4 cups of brown sugar. To that, 2 tablespoons of cinnamon powder and a pinch of salt. Give that a quick mix. Next, I'm taking the cinnamon mixture and drizzling it all over the dough. I'm going to start off by rolling the dough, and I'm going to go from right to left. I'm going to start off really slow and eventually start rolling the dough to form the roll. To cut the rolls, I'm going to use thread just to get some even cuts. Now, the thread is thin, so I'm just looping it 2 or 3 times and making sure it's nice and strong when I make the cut. Now, to cut the cinnamon bun, you're going to just place it underneath the roll, cross it over, and pull. And there you go, you get your first cut. I'll be using a lined baking dish for my cinnamon buns, and I have it lined with parchment paper. This recipe makes 15 cinnamon buns. Next, you're going to once again take plastic wrap and cover the cinnamon buns and let them rise for another 20 minutes. At this point, you want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Here are the cinnamon buns 20 minutes later. We're now going to place them in the oven at 350 degrees for approximately 20 to 25 minutes depending on your oven. While the cinnamon buns are in the oven, we're going to prepare the glaze. Start off with 120 grams of soft cream cheese. To that, 3 tablespoons of icing sugar. Next, I'm going to add the whipping attachment. Next, I'm going to gradually add 3 tablespoons of milk. And finally, I'm adding 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Next, I've placed my glaze, my cream cheese glaze that is, into a Ziploc bag, and I'm using it as my piping bag so I can drizzle the glaze on the cinnamon buns. And I'm using a scissor to cut the tip of the bag to make a small hole. While the cinnamon buns are still warm, I'm going to drizzle the glaze on top. And look at that. Hey everyone, that was my cinnamon bun recipe. I hope you all enjoyed the recipe today. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, take care everyone.